All right, so we are on 9.4. This is an introductory lesson or unit into trigonometry. And the first thing we'll be learning is what's called a tangent ratio. So let's do a little practice. Now there's a little mess up here. There's a typo. So please fix this. This should be 17. So we're going to try to calculate the missing side, x. Remember, this is our hypotenuse. Okay? So we're going to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. This is our c. Doesn't matter which one's a or b. So 8 squared plus b squared equals 17 squared. So that's 64 plus b squared equals 17 squared, which is 17 times 17, is 289. Now, we're going to subtract 64 from that, from both sides actually, and we get b squared equals 225. And we're going to do this and get b equals 15. Now it says, write as a ratio y over x, so that would be 8 over 15. All right? So what is the tangent ratio? The tangent ratio is if we have a right triangle, and we're going to call the right triangle, and we have an acute angle right here, B. All right? Sorry, that's A. The tangent of A is written as the opposite over the adjacent. You'll learn this as TOA. That's a way to remember it. Okay? Eventually, we're going to get to this. So, ka, TOA. Might be a good idea to write it down right now. But we're focusing on the first one here, TOA. All right? So, TOA is opposite over adjacent. So from here, if I look, this is the opposite leg, and this one, it's right here. It's right next to it. It's adjacent. All right? That's the way to remember it. So find tangent of S and tangent of R. So remember, we're going to write TOA to remind ourselves. Now, from S, this is the opposite side. And 18 is my adjacent side. So tangent of S is opposite 18, sorry, my bad, 80 over 18, which reduces to 40 over 9, but it says write as a decimal rounded to 4 places. So I'm going to do just simply 40 divided by 9 or 80 divided by 18. We really don't have to reduce if we're turning it into a fraction, a decimal. So 40 divided by 9. And there we go. It's 4.4 repeating. So it says rounded to 4 decimal places. So that's going to be 4.1234. Now, the tangent of R. We're looking from a different place. So I'm going to erase this now. Hopefully you're using a pencil. All right. From R, looking from here, this is the opposite side. And this is right next to it. That's the adjacent side. So opposite, what I started to do before, is this. Now again, we really don't have to reduce this because we're just turning it into a decimal. So 18 divided by 80, or 9 divided by 40, doesn't really matter, is 0.225. And it says round to 4 places, so really you just tack on a 0, and we're good to go. Example 2, find the value of x. Round to the nearest tenth. So what we have here is we know this angle here. That's what we're looking at. That's our angle. Let's call it A. All right. We're doing tangent because we have the opposite here, and we're trying to find the adjacent here. So we write down tangent of 32, because we do know the degrees, is equal to opposite over adjacent. Okay, now there's a little trick we're going to teach you here. If the x is ever on the bottom, because this is really over 1, these two can switch places. It's a shortcut. Because technically, to solve this, you'd have to multiply both sides by x and then divide both sides by tangent of 32. We can just save a step. Anytime your x is in the bottom, just switch them. So x equals 11 divided by tangent of 32. And here, you're going to use your calculator for this. It's very easy. You just take 11 divided by, see that button right there, tangent, and we type in 32. And we get, all right, so that's actually the wrong answer. Now, usually we get an outlandish answer. This is not, I just happen to know it's the wrong answer. I forgot to remind you, we always need to check our calculators depending on who is using it before us. So we need to hit, if you're using one of the graphing calculators in class, you have to hit mode. And see down here, we need to change this to degrees. So we go down, over, hit enter. Second, quit. Now we're going to do it again. 11 divided by tangent 32. And there's our answer. Okay, 17.6. It says round in the nearest tenth, so that's going to be 17.6. So we'll make sure we change the calculators in class just to be on the safe side. All right, use a special right triangle to find the tangent of a 60-degree angle. Now, this is more theoretical, all right? So we can just make numbers up. We can put any numbers in here, okay? We can put any number in for this leg and then multiply by radical 3 for the other leg. But why do that? Why make our life hard? So I'm just going to put 1 here. And if we do 1 times radical 3, that's just radical 3. Now, from 60, I have my opposite and I have my adjacent. So I do tangent of 60 equals opposite over adjacent. So the tangent of a 60-degree angle is simply equal to the square root of 3. And if we do square root of 3 on our calculator, we get 1.7321. Now here's the thing. If we would have put, a 2 in here, then this would have been 2 radical 3. The math would have still worked out the same. We would have ended up with this answer right here. All right, you're measuring the height of a spruce tree. You stand 45 feet from it. So you're over here. You're 45 feet from the base of the tree. It's a 59-degree angle looking to the top of the tree. We're trying to find the height here. So the height from this angle is our opposite. This is right next to us. That's our adjacent. So we do tangent of a 59-degree angle equals opposite over 45. Now this one's easier because in this case, all we do is multiply by 45. And we just typed it in our calculator. So 45 times tangent 59, close parentheses, equals 74.89. It says round the nearest foot. Okay, so 74.9. So the nearest foot, that would be 75 feet. And that's it.